There are new developments tonight as well on the immigration battle playing out across America. 17 states have now filed a lawsuit against President Obama over the unprecedented executive action he's taken on immigration, a move he now says he did have the legal authority to make. Of course, President Obama said on at least 22 times on camera that he wasn't a king, he wasn't an emperor, and that he did not have the constitutional authority to halt deportations or take this specific action he just took. Congressman Luis Gutierrez of Illinois has been a staunch supporter of the president's action and has said the president just recently learned how broad his authority really is. Congressman, good to see you. To your credit, you've been completely consistent on this. You've been a strong advocate for it. Your position has been clear. It has been pure, if you will. You've been consistent all along. But that is not true of our president. And I just want to get you on record. How can he look you in the eye? You and the Telemundo anchors and the Univision anchors who were so specific with him saying, no, 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 no. Don't look at me and say you don't have the authority to change the law. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to do an executive action to get us through to the point when we can change the law. And he repeatedly looked at everyone and said, I don't have the authority. What do you make of the reversal?
Well, first of all, Megan, thanks for having me on.
You bet.
It's the first time. Hope we get to do it again soon. Always look forward to this. Let me just say that I have been persistent and consistent with the president and that he did have the authority. He used it, Megan, as you probably recall, in June of 2012 when he said, I'm no longer going to deport. Yeah, he said, I'm no longer going to deport the undocumented immigrants who came here as children because he saw in them the same values, as he said, that he saw in his own two daughters. And that they pledge allegiance to the same flag your kids and my children pledge allegiance to. So he set them aside. And you know something, Megan? We went to the convention, Democratic convention. We didn't put them at 6 o'clock. They put me at 6 o'clock when nobody was watching. But they put the Dreamers on prime time. And then there was an election, and he won by 5 million votes. So it just seems to me that the action he took, the Republicans were pretty silent on it because I think it was a good fundamental decision that he made.
That's true.
And he expanded it.
That's true. They did nothing about it. And I've asked Republicans on this show about it. Like, you were so upset. Why didn't you do anything? But here's where I'm coming at it from. Okay. I think that the people deserve an explanation. I mean, doesn't presidential integrity and honesty matter? I mean, isn't that something? Can't we just start there? Can't he just look at us and say, this is why I reversed myself. This is what convinced me I did have the authority, because he spent 6 years convincing everybody that he did not.
Okay. Here's what the president would say to me, Megan. I can't stop all the deportations, Luis. I can't do it, and that's what we were demanding. You know, as recently as the past summer, I went to the White House with a group of other colleagues of mine, and we said, Mr. President, we think you have the authority to stop and set aside the deportations of 8 to 9 million people. I still believe that today.
You know he was asked about more specific than that. He was not always pressed on all.
But, Megan, but you know, he gave us 5. He disagreed with me. He called his lawyers in. But one of the things I think we really need to understand is, and I want to share this with you and your audience tonight, I think the president really wanted and still wants to achieve a legislative solution. So he wanted to work.
I get that.
He did,
and the Congress won't give him one.
You got to give him credit.
But,
he said, you know, I'm going to use this authority in abeyance.
He is a king now. He is an emperor now.
But can I?
I'm just trying to get you back on point.
I understand, and I'm trying to give you my perspective on it, right? Because you had to get in the head of the president why he did. That's a pretty difficult thing to do. But every time we would go, he'd say no. He said, I want the legislative process to work.
And he said, I don't have the authority.
And I want to give it a chance. And when you want, and you're so focused on the legislative process and working with Republicans in a bipartisan way, you put all the alternatives to the side. But here's what he did, Megan. He called his lawyers in. And he asked them, what is it I can do? And he expanded on his authority that he began last June.
Didn't he do that earlier than the last month?
Megan, to me, it was a natural evolution in the decision-making process of the president. He saw a community of people.
You're a good friend to him. You're a good friend to him. Listen, I know you got the result you wanted.
I'm not only a good friend to him, but Megan, here's what I want to be.
Quickly.
I want to be a good friend to America. And I want to fix our broken immigration system, and I want to thank you for having me out, because let me tell you, I want to work with my Republican colleagues. I respect the majority in the House. I want to work with them. But simply suing the president doesn't resolve the problem. Let's fix it.
I want to talk to you for another segment, but I can't because we've had so much breaking news tonight, and I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Megan, for having me on.
All right, we'll do it again. All the best.
Thanks.
Also, we have an important guest up next, and that's Governor Rick Perry, who is here live to respond. Next.